to another episode of HP Critical, a podcast for my friends and I talk all things gaming. I'm Jerel, and I'm joined by Gabe.
How you guys doing?
And Kellie.
Hi, everybody.
Hey guys, what's up?
And a very special guest for today, our latest Patreon member, Jonathan.
Hello.
Welcome to the fold.
Thank you. Also, thank you for joining us. It's so great to have you here. And for anyone who's listening, if you too would like to be a Patreon member, you can go to patreon.com/hpcritical to sign up. And if you want to be on the podcast once you're a Patreon, just send us an email, like Jonathan did not. But he would have. He would have.
Like that, man.
I really would have.
He would have. So if you'd like to be a part of the podcast, just, do that. Also, leave us lovely reviews and ratings and all that wonderful stuff, but only leave really nice stuff. Anyway, now that all that wonderful stuff is out of the way, really quickly, in 10 seconds or less, what have you guys been playing?
Spinks Otter Charlie.
Oh
I got a free code.
Are you paying?
Oh, you got the Otter Charlie. How is it?
Yeah.
That was quick.
It's fun, platformer, really interesting. Came out today, but I got to play it 2 days early because of my code, so whatever. That was fun. And I've also been playing Black Ops Cold War, Outbreak, Zombies, amazing. But yeah, Space Otter Charlie, it's a great little platformer. I really like it. And I got it for free, so I love that.
Oh, the free!
Play Call of whatever.
Call of War.
You know what it is. It's been a long day. You know what it is.
I've been playing Final Fantasy VII, and I was emotionally assaulted today by that game.
Ooh.
But no spoilers, because Kelly and Gabe are still playing through.
Yeah. I have
You are? Alright. When you get to the part that emotionally assaults you, please let me know.
Kelly's not
According to
actually
Jerel,
playing
that's
anymore.
the entire game.
It is. I cried the whole game. There's not a second that I didn't cry. It was like, hi, my name's Eric. Oh my god. Hi, my name's Jesse. I love Tifa. Literally.
Sounds about right.
If it was out for PC, I would have already played through the entire thing. I just don't play my PS4 anymore.
I know.
That's the only
Finish the
reason.
game.
I know, I gotta finish it. I will. Eventually!
Hey, Brandon, what have you been playing?
Okay, really quick stream, Super Mario Galaxy, Fortune Street, and I had Toby on. We played Pilot Wings and Pop and
I
Twin
love
Bee. Those
Toby.
are really cool games. They're great. And as far as my own time, I've been playing Ring Fit, and I'm way back into Fire Emblem 3 Houses now. I've been playing a lot. But yeah, that's me.
Okay.
I've been playing Overwatch, The Forest, Call of Duty Warzone. Shit, I had it in my head in what am I? Smash Bros. And Dragon Quest XI, Echoes of Elusive Age.
Yeah.
I've been playing... Fuck, I had it in my head too. Smash
Y'all need to
Bros.
write this stuff
and
down.
Pokemon, huh?
I said, y'all need to write this stuff down.
I know. I just had it. I've been playing Smash Bros. And Pokemon, and I'm a winner in both of those games, let me just say. And I've also... Well, not against you, because you didn't come play with me. And the one time we were supposed to play on stream, I ended up being busy. But you gotta check out my Pyra and Mithra. And I've also finally been playing more of Yakuza Like a Dragon and
Nice.
Bravely Default 2. Bravely Default 2, both of which are really awesome games. So let's get right into the news for the week, starting with... Over at Kotaku, there's an article titled Fortnite Team Banned from Major Tournament After Player Tells Epic Exec to Kill Himself. So... I think one of the best ways so the message isn't funny. I'm sorry for laughing, but I think one of the best ways to get yourself banned from a tournament is to do some stupid shit like this.
Yeah.
So obviously we know that Fortnite as a tournament usually has, some of the biggest prize pools. There was that kid who, does anybody remember how much money he won? Like 6 million or something?
It was some obscene amount of money, but I don't remember the exact amount.
Yeah, I don't remember how much he won either, but we do know that Fortnite is usually a huge, it brings a huge audience, and it usually gets a lot of fucking money as prize pools. I'm not actually going to go into the story too much. I just want to know, what do you guys think should happen? Do you think it's okay that he was banned from the tournament after he told the exec to kill himself, or?
Yeah. That was an appropriate reaction. I mean, I don't think he should go to jail, but being banned seems like a pretty good...
That's a life sentence there. That's a life sentence. That's you.
Gabe would send him to jail. Yeah.
I'd send him to jail for sure, but that's overreaching.
Someone told me to kill myself in Call of Duty the other day, so prison for life. I gotta tell him.
Yeah, you just gotta be like, yo, there's gonna be a cop showing up over there. He's a little crazy, but he's gonna give you life sentences. It is what it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's an appropriate response. I mean, yeah, I don't know what else.
You said this to the exec?
Yeah, so he sent a tweet out on Saturday tagging the Epic Chief Creative Officer Donald Mustard, and his tweet read, quote,
Donald
literally
Mustard.
fucking... Kellie, stop!
Okay, sorry.
His tweet said,
Character.
literally fucking kill yourself, but the I in kill was a exclamation mark, and the S in self was a money symbol, because, we're epically poning.
Maybe he was decoding it.
And apparently there was literally no reason, like it was for some undisclosed reason that he sent the tweet. And he replaced some letters with different symbols, but it didn't matter because I believe it was a $700,000 prize pool that he just fucked himself over from. So this is why,
good job.
This is why, by the way, not only him, but the team got banned, not just him. So that's the other question I want to ask about this.
Oh, the team I got banned too?
Yeah, they spent hours preparing for this tournament because they were going to split $700,000. Whole team got banned. How are you feeling about that part?
I would beat my friend's ass.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
I would go to their fucking house. You remember that video? Yeah, you remember that video where those girls were fighting and the one hits the other with a shovel? That's what I'm thinking. I mean, $700,000? No, I can't remember. She goes to the girl's house anyways. Someone gets hit with a shovel. That's what happens.
Yes,
Spoiler alert.
That's literally what happens in the video. Jonathan, were you saying something? Sorry.
Well, no, I was just saying. I wonder what it is that why he did that. $700,000. Why would he do that? That just doesn't make sense.
I think honestly, it was probably just something as simple as being upset with the game or annoyed with the game or something, and then you just go tag the chief executive, being like, "Fuck you, kill yourself, your game sucks." And I mean, we obviously don't know, but
like if you're playing
$700,000.
If you're playing the game for profit, though, you would think that would be on your list of things you don't do. I could see if you're just some fucking loser who's doing that, but you're not. You play this game competitively, and now you've tagged this person for what are you doing?
And it's not even a random person. I mean, not that would make it better, but you did it to the exec. Hello? You think was going to happen. But the whole team, that's a little extreme, I think.
Do you?
The whole team, it's not really fair for the team.
It's not fair for the rest of the team. They didn't do it. They didn't. I mean, unless they all sat there and yo, you should send this out to the exec.
I fucking dare you, bro.
Yeah. If I was gonna give a harsh punishment like that, I would, obviously ban the guy. But then, if I really want to reach out to the team too, I not reach out.
Well,
I guess a suspension would be fine, but still, I don't know. I don't think it's fair for the rest of the team members because they're not the ones that said it.
If it's a team-based game, though, if it's quads only, then if they don't have a team member and sign-ups are already over or something, might just be because they don't have the teammate now, but
that's fine, but
but I don't think it's quads though, right? I thought it would be solo.
The reason I don't agree with that is because usually if you're going into this with a team, you always have a backup player, right? So it's not like they wouldn't have had anyone else. But I mean, if somebody told me to go kill myself, fuck you and your team. Bye. Sucks.
So wait. So if Gabe has said some pretty awful things on this podcast, do we all deserve to get banned?
We're literally all fucked because Gabe is a horrible
I'm telling you, all this robbery talk, when I go down, everyone's coming down with me.
Gonna happen. We're all going
Oh my
down.
god.
That's literally what's gonna happen. Every guest.
So I'm sorry for whatever plans you had in the future. I'm sorry for anything you had planned in the future. We're all going down.
We're all fucking going down because Gabe just hates everything.
Just could not avoid punching little Timmy.
Exactly. And we're all going to jail. And then they're just going to play back.
I almost hit a little kid the other day.
Okay, and this is when we move on. So there was, so obviously Stadia is going down the drain very quickly, if you haven't noticed. Its best original game, Super Bomberman R Online, is now officially coming to other platforms. This is interesting because, according to Imran Khan on Twitter, he said, a Stadia rep once looked me dead in the eye over a video call and said that this game is only possible on Stadia because of the way the engineering worked, and it could never ever work on a fundamental level, it could never ever on a fundamental level come out elsewhere. So, the question for you guys on this one, do you think that the Stadia rep did this on purpose? Do you think this is a good idea? Do you think it's okay to lie about video games to try to push your system forward? Ethically.
It's totally not okay, but that's totally what he did.
Like, he totally did it. Like, 100%. How does this make you feel hearing that? Like,
honestly, I'll be perfectly honest. You know, obviously, your knee-jerk reaction to hearing, like, you know, a PR guy just straight up fucking lied to people. Obviously, your knee-jerk reaction is to your face. You know, that sucks. But I can't really be upset about that because that just means we get to play Super Bomberman R, that fully 64-player online on other platforms. Like, as someone that bought Super Bomberman R on Switch on day one because I love Bomberman. And then I saw this version coming to Stadia that's like clearly so much better. I was pretty salty, I'm not gonna lie, because I wasn't gonna do Stadia. But the fact that now this is coming to other platforms, I'm like, hell yeah! Screw you, PR guy, I'm glad you lied.
Did you ever get that Day 1 Stadia pack?
No, I did not.
Oh, I thought you did. I meant to ask you how it was.
Oh, I'm so sorry. What is Stadia?
That's pretty much sums up everything.
I mean,
it doesn't matter now. They're going out of business. So
the short version is that Google decided to do their own gaming service where you could just play through without having a console, and it went down the drain because
they named it Stadia.
Yes,
Google Stadia. Yes, correct.
It went down the drain. It requires internet. It didn't have any exclusives. No one wanted it. Nobody asked for it. It was kind of just introduced right before we were going to have next-gen consoles, and it just fizzled out. But this was supposed to be one of the exclusive games, and it had all this, you know, exclusive stuff that you could do within Stadia that you apparently couldn't do on other platforms. But apparently you can, and that was a lie, because Super Bomberman R is coming out for other platforms. So,
yep.
Let's talk more money, since we were just talking about $700,000 that guy fucked his team over for. Activision Blizzard has let go of roughly 50 employees, largely from their esports division. Employees were given $200 Battle.net gift cards as a departure gift, which is such trash. But anyway, to make this even more trash, unrelated, Activision Blizzard CEO Bobby Kotick is about to receive a $200 million cash payout.
I'm sorry.
Brandon,
Wait. I'm sorry, did you say unrelated?
that's what the says. Unrelated.
A 200 million bonus to one of the tops of that studio is unrelated on a bunch of layoffs on 190 people that they couldn't pay with 200 million?
This, someone underneath tweeted that, for clarity on this, the employees were also given 90 days severance pay and a year of healthcare. I mean, that's better than a $200 gift card, because I was really just like, what the fuck? They
gift card you can use anywhere else.
Battle.net gift card.
This article at GameStop did not mention it. So this is another reason that, you know, you properly write your articles so that you let us know that they got, you know, healthcare and a severance package, not just a fucking $250 gift card, because fuck that.
Right.
But Brandon,
that's a lot of WoW subscriptions.
That is
right?
not even
Just
a lot
saying.
of WoW subscriptions. No, it's not. That's like, what is it? Is it still $15 a month?
Yeah.
That gives you 13 months. That gives you a year and a month.
A little over a year.
That ain't nothing. Like, that's literally nothing. Whatever.
That's even if they decide to do that. I mean, use their Battle.net money for that.
Can you believe, like, you got fired and all you got was 13
I
months?
just can't get over the fact that they were let go. Can't get over the fact that they were let go, and then they were like, "Here's $200 for you to spend money on us after we just fired you."
Facts. Like, put the money back into the company that just let you go, because why not? But they did get their severance package, and they did get healthcare for a year, which is, you know, I don't have healthcare, so they're doing better than I am without a job. Oh my god, what was I
For a year.
Oh, yeah, just for, that's the shitty part.
Yeah, you can find another job in a year.
You get a WoW subscription for a year, and you
Kellie.
get health for a year.
It is not that easy.
I mean, I just got a new job, so
I know, so great for you. Brandon, remind me, Nintendo executive, cut his pay.
Which one?
Or
Satoru Iwata.
Tell me about it.
Yes, so Satoru Iwata. So when the Wii U, during the years that the Wii U was out, obviously that thing wasn't selling well at all. So, rather than let go of anybody because the Wii U was suffering in profits, Satoru Iwata elected to cut his own pay rather than to fire anybody during it. And he was doing that up until the point where he sadly passed away in, I think, 2016. So, honestly, that's anytime I hear a story about people getting laid off, especially if the next day or whatever, a few hours later, the executive is getting richer, it's shitty. There's no other way to describe it. That's absolutely shitty. It's one thing, I understand, if everyone can't get a fair deal, not everyone can just afford to just keep all their employees, run a business, haven't they? But when you hear the very next day that the CEO is getting, just richer while all these people are just losing their jobs, then, there could have been something done as opposed to literally nothing. And honestly, the Iwata story has just, for better or worse, it's just pretty much become, the gold standard of what it's the standard of which I judge other companies when they're doing bad. It's easy that everyone's having a good time when, things are on the up and up. But when things go bad, then what do you do? And then I look at that example that, the Wii U was just doing really bad. And, he just decided to do that. And I've yet to see another company do that. And it makes me sad every time that when something is suffering, they just decide their first instinct is just to let go of people. And it sucks.
I think I compare them to that same standard.
Yes.
It, to me, is mind-boggling because fucking Activision Blizzard has so much money.
It's ridiculous.
They have ridiculous so much money. You've got Call of Duty, you've got World of Warcraft, you have these huge IPs. You have a ton of money. I understand, I guess, that the esports, side isn't doing so well, but and it says unrelated because this 200 million apparently was for something completely separate of, what happened with the firing. But if you do get that amount of money and you're a CEO who makes enough money, this is your company, is this the image that you want to portray? Because right now it just looks really bad, right?
It does look really bad. And what I was going to say though is specifically the fact that the esports division is going down. I can see why that's the division that's taking the hit because, with COVID happening literally now a full year now, obviously esports aren't as important as they were because if you're doing an online tournament, that's one thing. But if you're relying on those physical tournaments, obviously those couldn't have happened. And if cuts had to be made somewhere, that's where I guess you would go. Again, it's shitty that anybody had to lose their jobs. I will give some credit though. Again, the 200 BattleNet thing, that's shitty, and that being the clickbait that again that being at the top.
Why if you fired me and gave me a gift card for the place that I fucking work, I would be so mad. That shit.
I'm telling you, it makes no sense. That's such an insult. I mean, you just kick me when I'm down.
Exactly.
It is an insult. Honestly, if that the thesis statement of that honestly should have been the year of healthcare and the severance pay because that's a lot. That's not great because it's only a year, but that's still a lot more than other employees will give you. So that's something. I'll give some credit where credit is due. But yeah, it's the direct. What's up?
I mean, but with COVID and everything that's been going on, gaming has become more popular than it has before.
No.
So I just don't understand why they couldn't take those extra profits and just move these people from their division over.
That would have made a lot more sense. I think I agree. Yeah, because I'm sure the game development and other stuff might be ramping up. So yeah, move them as opposed to make those job. That would have made more sense.
Move them to where? You can't just move an esports person to game development.
It depends on what they did. I can't imagine that they could have given everyone in those particular departments new jobs, obviously, because you have certain qualifications for certain things. But the fact that it's this was pretty much their entire esports division, is what you're saying, right? in this report,
That's
or a good amount of them.
Largely from their esports division, so not completely.
Largely from the esports division, yeah. So, yeah. I'm gonna, I mean, I don't know. I'm not a business person. Like, I don't know if they really couldn't have transferred their skills elsewhere, or if it was an issue. I don't know. I'm just saying. Again, yeah, Iwata's business thing has spoiled me on other businesses.
Oh yeah, same. Like, I would rather just keep my employees. Gabe, you were saying something?
Yeah, well, I was just gonna say, like, this is another example of, the American top half getting wealthier while the rest of us struggle.
Yeah,
because Activision it's an American. Spoilers. Okay, I already gathered that from like the first 2 seconds of the game.
Yeah, I mean, I would hope so.
Yeah, you look at the game and you're like, oh, okay, it's this type of game. But yeah, so I was gonna say that they should have relocated some of these people to other divisions in their team, but again, esports, where would you even put some of that talent? So
I feel like some of the esports kind of been put in their PR department. That's just a thought, though.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure they all had skills that could be utilized. But I guess having a year of healthcare is all fine and great.
And a severance package, $3K. I believe they said
90 for 90 days.
Ooh, $3K. That's gonna do so much for us.
Well, just go.
My bad for them.
Just go to the doctor and get all your shit done, right?
In that year. Before if I was in that position, that would be what I do.
Health insurance is great, but it still costs money.
Exactly.
Like, you have to still pay when you go to the doctor.
Exactly.
You have your health insurance.
Your severance pay.
Bruh, I had health insurance.
Do they take Blizzard bucks? Because I got those.
Oh man, if they only.
You can use your Battle.net.
I will trade you this World of Warcraft subscription for my tetanus shot.
And the doctor is like really into WoW. Just give him.
And you stole my arm back on for this $200 Battle.net gift card. 200 bones, it'll be yours.
I had health insurance for a few months, and I was like, I can't afford this shit, so I did everything at one time, and then I had to get rid of it because I couldn't afford it, and then they sent me a bill, and they were like, hey, you thought you were getting away with this? And I was like, and now they just can't find me. Anyway, so let's talk about video games now. I no longer exist. Never mind.
Well, now they're definitely going to find you.
Now they're going to find
you. Right.
Okay, so let's talk about more video games. Kellie!
Yes!
Game Pass!
Yeah!
I am, as you guys may know, I have been a proponent for Game Pass. I think it's great, and I've always said that it's just not for me, because it's usually not for me. Fuck those games. Microsoft said, Jerel, guess what? And I said, what, Microsoft? And they said, we have games just for you. No, they said, we love you and we want you to join Game Pass. And I saw this new lineup that I'm going to tell you guys, and I said, well, sign me the fuck up. So very soon, I am going to be using one of my Xbox Game Pass months to play some Game Pass games. And those games include Undertale, Yakuza 3. I can't see this. Don't buy small phones.
You want me to read it?
Yeah, please.
Yeah, so going... Okay, go.
I mean, you can.
Okay. So the games that are coming to Game Pass are Outriders, Undertale, Yakuza Like a Dragon, Narita Boy.
That is not Yakuza Like a Dragon.
I'm sorry, Yakuza 6, The Song of Life. My bad.
Wait, Outriders?
Yes, Outriders, so that's what I want to talk about when he's done, yes.
Yes.
I know.
Narita Boy, Empire of Sin, Star Wars Squadrons, as part of EA Play. This is a big one. We'll talk about this in a second. Octopath Traveler, Genesis Noir, Nier Automata, Torchlight 3, Deadfire Ultimate Edition, and Supraland. Go for it.
Obviously, the two biggest announcements that are coming to Game Pass were Outriders, which is coming day one on release, and Octopath Traveler, which was originally the Nintendo Switch console exclusive, or so we fucking thought.
Not sponsored by Square Enix, by the way.
Another one by Square Enix. And so, first things first, Outriders was a huge surprise, because if I'm not mistaken, we first saw that one on the PlayStation presentation, correct?
I want to say yes.
I'm pretty sure we first saw Outriders during a PlayStation presentation, and it's obviously developed by Square Enix, but it's also, it's published by Square Enix. The developers have also worked on, oh my god, Gears of War as one of their titles. And so at first I was like, this game has seemed to be a PlayStation almost exclusive with the way that it was presented. So a lot of people, including myself, thought it was coming directly to PlayStation. And it turns out that Xbox is getting it day one for free on Game Pass. And then, of course, not only that, but whatever the fucking conversations that Game Pass and Xbox is having with Square Enix, it is literally pulling me towards them. I love Octopath Traveler. Yeah. If you have not played Octopath Traveler and you have Game Pass, play that fucking game. The characters are amazing. I can't wait to see what it looks like on, a console that's not as shitty resolution as a Switch, sorry. But it looks really good on Switch. I know I talk a lot about the shitty graphics of the Switch. It looks really pretty. I cannot wait to play that game on a big, beautiful system that has all this power. And there are a few questions I want to ask you guys. First, how you feel about knowing that a console exclusive, or what was thought to be a console exclusive, is now coming to Game Pass. What you think it means for the future of Game Pass. And actually, let's start there. So, first of all, how do you guys feel about Outriders being... Oh, yes, actually, no. I'm going to say both. So, first, how do you feel about Game Pass getting exclusive games to come to them first? And then, secondly, what do you think this means for the future of Game Pass? And then I have a third one, but let's do those two first.
Good things it means. I mean, honestly, I'm a huge Game Pass fan. I pay for it every month because, why not? I love wasting money on games. So I saw Outriders, and I've heard a ton of shit about it. There's a demo out. I downloaded it before the podcast. Because I saw on the Square Enix thing, I don't know if we're talking about that yet, but I saw it and I was like, this is fucking Outriders? I had no idea.
Xbox. Yeah.
I was looking at this, I'm like, that shit looks amazing. I loved it. Yeah, it looks so good. So I was like, okay, yeah, I'm definitely looking into it. And I was gonna buy it. And now I'm not gonna buy it because it's on Game Pass. And April 2nd is my birthday, so I took off April 1st and 2nd, so April 1st it comes out, so I'll be playing some Outriders.
Hey! We might have to get Game Pass so I can play with you.
Yeah, we should play.
I cross-play.
I wonder, because I'll play it on PC, but if it's on Game Pass, I feel like it should be. I can't believe that it was, thought to be a what was it? A PlayStation exclusive?
Well,
thought?
If I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure we first saw Outriders during the PlayStation 5 reveal presentation, last year.
Wow.
I mean, that sounds right.
And we had never heard anything about it from Xbox. Every time we saw Outriders, it was only from PlayStation. And obviously it's because, Square and PlayStation have that relationship that apparently someone at Microsoft has been like, no, fuck that relationship, bring all your stuff
They've been eyeing that, we're coming for you.
They've done a great job. So while I have you, Kelly, answering the question, the next question I wanted to ask was, what do you think PlayStation can do now to try to compete with something like this? Because now they've lost out on two really big, Square Enix titles. And I say lost out because we don't know if Octopath Traveler, which was a Nintendo Switch console exclusive, is ever coming to PlayStation, but we know now it's coming to console and PC.
I want to point out that it was technically already on PC. It's just now it's being included part of Game Pass as well, so you can,
But it's always been a Nintendo Switch console exclusive.
Correct.
PlayStation,
Switch console exclusive,
we don't know that it's coming to PlayStation. What do you think PlayStation can do now? Because people are either going to go out and pay $70 to play Outriders on day one, or they're going to get it for $15 a month.
Well, I mean, honestly, PlayStation's just going to have their own subscription service. Seriously. I mean, that's the only way you're going to compete because Microsoft is not going to quit. I mean, they're not going to stop. They're going to keep getting these games on Game Pass. They could even lose money, but I just don't think they care. They just want people to be like, Game Pass is amazing. We're going to do it. And then it'll actually, work out for them. I don't know. In the end. I don't know what they're making on it. I don't know any of that information, so I can't really say. But I think PlayStation's going to have to do some sort of subscription service because Game Pass is offering too much. I mean, seriously, there's so many games I have from there now that I can't even play them all. And $15 a month. I spend more than that on games per month on Steam and they're cheap.
Mhm.
Like, I don't know. I think PlayStation's gonna have to do that to compete.
And,
because
they got Bethesda now. They still have all their first-party titles that are coming out.
And those are gonna be exclusives. Aren't you glad you bought that PS5 game?
Well, actually, yeah, I'm so glad about it because not all Bethesda games are going to be exclusives. So let's do some research first.
Whoa.
And I'm pretty sure big games like Fallout and Elder Scrolls are not going to be exclusives because although Microsoft is struggling to reach for something right now because they fucked up their next gen, their current gen releases, those games are still coming to the PS5. Secondly, there is I'm gonna put air quotes on this subscription thing for PlayStation. It's the PS Now, but it's. I mean, again, it's not something.
It needs to be replaced, like we're retooled.
I thought, yeah.
Also, another counter argument is you guys are fawning over Xbox putting Outrider and what's the other one, Octopath on Game Pass. Well, Octopath coming on Game Pass, that's just Xbox saying, hey, look, we don't have any of our own exclusives ready yet, so we're going to bring a Nintendo one over because they suck. Secondly, Outrider coming out on Game Pass, I think this is my own speculation because we've seen Sony now, put games that we originally thought we were going to have to buy first on the PS Plus thing, and it's usually a game. I think the last two have been, new releases that have come. So I hold the horses on Xbox being the only one, giving players a opportunity of not paying the full $70 for the game.
So you think that PS Plus is next month's game is going to be Outriders?
It's possible.
That's not impossible. Though.
As far as I remember, I don't think PlayStation has their own exclusive coming out next month. I think they've ran out of early year exclusives for now. So it's like, if you're going to keep up the same trope of giving 3 games and all of a sudden Xbox comes out with Outrider, their Game Pass, there's a very good chance they'll be like, oh, yeah, well, guess what? You guys are getting it for free because not for free. You guys are getting it for however much you pay for your subscription.
I just think, first of all, I think how much money is Microsoft willing to put out for some of this stuff on Game Pass? Because
literally think they're willing to lose money. I think they're willing to lose money, to get people into Game Pass.
It's the only thing that makes sense to me because I have absolutely no idea how much money they spent to get a Nintendo console exclusive onto Game Pass. That part is blowing my mind because Octopath got some really great reviews. It did really well as a video game. So it's y'all are just reaching out here, grabbing whatever you can to bring it over. They already spent millions on that, ZeniMax partnership now with owning Bethesda games and Fallout and Skyrim and all that other stuff. They're willing literally to put out so much money to make Game Pass something for everyone. And I think this is the first step with that. But it's going to be really interesting, Outriders, because this is going to be the first time that we have a brand new release that's not exclusive, that's essentially coming to both consoles. And if PlayStation doesn't offer it for free next month, this is going to be the first time that we see whether people are going to go out and pay $70 for a brand new PlayStation 5 game, because they're not 60, they're 70. This is the moment where it's going to be am I going to go spend $70 plus tax if I have tax, or if I have an Xbox, am I just gonna play it on that? I have both, right? So at this point, I love my PlayStation loyalist, but if you think I'm gonna go spend $75 when I can get it for free, you are 100% incorrect. There's no way I'm gonna go spend $70 on a PlayStation title. And, people can say console loyalty, but I mean, it's still the middle of a pandemic, right? Okay, fine, maybe I'll use my stimulus check to go buy it, but who wants to do that? Fuck that. I can play the game for free for $15 day one with my friends. Or I can hope that in April at some point, PlayStation puts it up, or I gotta spend $70 to play it on my PS5. And I think there are obviously more PS5s out in the wild than there are Xboxes, but this is really the first game that's gonna let us see which way people are gonna go with the situation. So I'm excited to see.
I think that's a big overreaction.
Oh, tell me why.
I just think that you're putting this all on one game
I'm just saying it's the
I just
first
think that's
game.
inexclusive. Well, you're making it. That's what I said.
I mean,
I just think it's a big overreaction. I don't think.
I mean, it's kind of
Sorry,
like
no, go
Outriders is just the thing on everyone's mind right now because it was just revealed at Square Enix, like the whole thing. But what?
It's everyone.
I mean,
anyone besides us mentioned it.
On Twitter.
Yeah, I've seen a lot about it.
Literally, Outriders has been talking.
A lot of the streamers. Yeah, a lot of the streamers that I follow and watch, they're like Outriders
Especially
partners. Like
out,
it's yeah. It's been.
That doesn't mean it's not a thing.
Yeah, but like it's been talked about. Like it's got good buzz. So right now, like that's why it's kind of a big deal. You know, but
I think it could be a big deal, but I think it's again another overreaction to be saying that this is going to determine. It's going to show console loyalty or whatever when it comes out. I don't.
Well, okay, let me rephrase what I said then, because sounding like that is not my intention, because obviously people don't have both systems. So it literally doesn't matter, because if you only have a PlayStation...
Except Jerel.
If you only have
a PlayStation... I'm good at pre-orders.
I am. If you only have a PlayStation and you want to play Outriders, obviously you're going to go pay $75 for it. Like clearly, like there's no way that this is going to determine anything. But if you have a situation where you have people that have both and they finally have to make that decision, that can affect, this might affect the way that I look at Game Pass going forward. Actually, it already has. I won't lie. It literally already has. Yeah. This is the first time that me as a person has to decide, am I going to play this on PlayStation with my PS friends, or am I going to save $70 and play on Xbox with Kellie and possibly have cross-platform play with PC players. Like, these are decisions that I now have to make.
What were you saying? Well, I was going to say, we also don't know what PlayStation has up their sleeve. I mean, it's just one game right now. So, and as it's been pointed out, there's more PS5s right now out on the market, or out people than there are Xboxes, if I'm correct. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. You're right. So I just don't think it's a worry for them at this point. I feel like Microsoft is just reaching to see what they can do. I think PlayStation right now is kind of sitting pretty. It might come up with something better. We don't know yet.
Well, can I also say that you can jump in on this next-gen bandwagon for the price of a Nintendo Switch by buying a Series S and then paying $15 to get, a bunch of games. That is such a good value. Like, they're making it really, really competitive to be a part of the Xbox family. Like, no matter how you look at it.
And Series S is not as difficult to get as, like, the Series X.
Yeah.
No.
It used to be, but now it's not. Like,
you can literally, yeah.
So it's like a PlayStation that you can't get, or if you really want to get into next gen, go buy a Series S and then spend $15 for the month. You have a plethora of Bethesda games. You got EA Play and all their EA games. You've got Square Enix titles like Dragon Quest and now Octopath, which used to be, a console exclusive. Like, Game Pass is bringing the heat. And PlayStation doesn't necessarily have a proper answer currently. And I love PlayStation. And so to move on from this conversation, unless anybody wants to add on to anything.
Yes, let me just say this much. So, as far as like the whole Game Pass thing, most of what I was going to say has already been said, but I'll just supply this. Like you said, with games that were previously thought to be 100% exclusive to PlayStation coming to Game Pass, it really does change the conversation away. Now, to give Gabe some credit though, there's still a lot of games that are going to be exclusive to PlayStation. And I said this like many podcasts ago. This is still very much like, I think if anything, the Game Pass that is getting these kind of games, these quality games, including Octopath again, which was a Switch exclusive, that is getting more variety of games. It's what I've been expecting for this console generation. PlayStation 5 is going to continue being a strong factor in everything because of the fact that it's going to still have these exclusives. Maybe not as many as before, but still some exclusives. While Xbox is going to continue driving up the value of Game Pass by getting more varied games on there and of good quality as well. And the fact, Jerel, you said it yourself, the fact that you're looking at this list and this is what's really convinced you the Game Pass, you've always liked Game Pass, like from the start, but this is like the most excited I've seen you for like a Game Pass, like game selection. And that's going to keep happening. Like, it got you this time. It's going to get someone else. Like, the more games that go onto this pass, the more people are going to be entranced to get it. And then, people are going to notice the trend too. Because like we just said, Series S is not difficult to get, and if you really wanted to get on Game Pass, people are going to know this trend. Like, they'll see these games, for example, and be like, wow, Xbox is actually getting some good games? Maybe I'll have a Series S on the side just in case. And then it becomes more people that will have both systems. And then it really will become a choice. Like Outriders, I don't think is like Gabe was saying, I don't think it's going to be the big one that decides everything because there just isn't enough people that have both right now. But the more Game Pass keeps improving, the more that's going to get some people thinking about whether they should get an Xbox. And then some people will pull the trigger. And then it really will become a conversation. This may not be the game that decides it, Outriders, but I think it's like the first step into something big. And I think it's really going to continue going this forward. And last thing I'll say before we can move on is Octopath Traveler. Yeah, dude, that being a Switch exclusive, the fact that it's getting on Xbox before PlayStation, that's insane. That's insane for several reasons. One, because Square Enix RPGs are always expected to land
on PlayStation first.
Right.
Or Switch, because of that.
Or Switch. In this case, like a lot of RPGs that are coming up, especially with Square Enix, are like Switch and PlayStation 4 because, those are the two big systems in like Japan, right? So the fact that it's coming to Xbox first, it's crazy because
because there are no Xboxes in Japan.
That's exactly what I'm saying. Like, there's not a lot of Xbox loyalty in Japan.
Yeah.
So Square Enix, the big JRPG company in Japan, is getting one of their great RPGs on Xbox before PlayStation. I think there's some crazy times coming. I mean, I'm not saying it's never going to come to PlayStation. I'm just saying the fact that it's coming to Xbox first. That's crazy.
That's also, they have they rotate Final Fantasy games through Game Pass right now, right? Like,
sure,
you can play older Final Fantasy games for free. Mm-hmm. But to segue a little bit, PlayStation also announced their PlayStation at Home, which is they're offering 10 free games to download this spring, including PS4 indie gems, PSVR games, and most surprisingly, actually Horizon Zero Dawn. I know that we had talked about Horizon Zero Dawn not being included in the PlayStation Plus collection, I think it's called. But you get it for free. So the games are Abzu, Enter the Gungeon, Res Infinite, Subnautica, The Witness, Astrobot Rescue Mission, Moss, Thumper, Paper Beast, and the Horizon Zero Dawn Complete Edition, which will be available for free download between April 19th and April 20th, it says. Yeah. So basically PlayStation was like, yeah, so here's 10 free indie games, and a lot of them have been, really great games from what I've heard. But to mesh that back into Xbox, the only problem I have with Game Pass is I've been waiting to use my Game Pass time cards for Halo Infinite, because I am waiting for the Xbox, exclusives, and eventually I would have to purchase Halo Infinite, right? And I think that with Outriders, if it has like a staying power, eventually I'd have to purchase Outriders anyway, because with Halo Infinite, if I'm really enjoying it and I'm playing the multiplayer with my friends, when they eventually remove it from Game Pass, if I want to play again, I would have to go purchase the game, correct? So it's kind of like just renting games until they're removed. Now, I'm assuming that Xbox is going to leave their first-party titles for quite a while. I assume. But that's the only thing that concerns me, is if I really, really want to play a game, but I have a shit ton of other games to play, and this is the one that I'm playing the most, and I'm doing the multiplayer, and I'm enjoying it a lot, and then I run out of time because it cycles out, and then I end up going to buy it anyway. But by that point, it'll be discounted. It'll be fine. I'll go buy it on PlayStation for like $12, or maybe I'll get it for free on PlayStation with PS Plus. So PlayStation gave us 10 free games with their Play at Home initiative. They don't really compare, but how do you guys feel about getting 10 free games on PlayStation?
I ain't gonna complain about that.
Right?
And especially they're pretty quality games. I'm not gonna say I've heard of every single one of them, but the ones I have heard of, people do talk quite a bit about them, that they hold them in high regard. So it's not like we're getting shovelware, because if it was 10 free games, but games that either didn't review or no one cared about, that'd be something. But these are quality games, at least as far as I can tell. So I think that's great. Like you said, it's not quite as many as Game Pass, but like you also said, once you download the games, like you keep them, they're not rented. So that's another good thing about it. So I think that's pretty cool.
So let me add on to this really quick. PlayStation for February gave us Destruction All Stars, Control the Ultimate Edition, Concrete Genie, all like the last two, which are award-winning titles. PlayStation All Stars, nobody was going to pay $75 for that, so getting it for free and playing with your friends was also really good. Obviously, for March we got Farpoint, Remnant, Mechhead, which I've only heard really great things about. Remnant from the Ashes, and of course the huge Final Fantasy VII remake was another free one for this month. And then we still have the PlayStation Plus collection.
There's also Ratchet and Clank.
Oh, what month was that?
Now, I believe. I mean, I got it now in March.
Ratchet and Clank is part of the was like the free game.
That's what I'm getting to right now. Yeah, so the PlayStation Plus collection. Yes, so the PlayStation Plus collection also has Batman, Arkham Knight, The Last Guardian, The Last of Us Remastered, Battlefields 1, Bloodborne, Monster Hunter World, which is a really big one, Mortal Kombat X, Days Gone, Detroit Become Human, Persona 5, Ratchet and Clank, Fallout 4, Final Fantasy 15, Resident Evil, Uncharted 4, God of War, Second Son, Infamous Second Son, and Until Dawn. So, how do you guys think that collection and the PlayStation games so far compare to what Xbox is giving us?
I want to point out real quick before I answer that is that Ratchet and Clank is part of the PlayStation Plus collection, but I also want to point out that even if you don't have PlayStation Plus, Sony recently have as part of their stay-at-home initiative during COVID, are also just giving you Ratchet and Clank, even if you don't have PlayStation Plus. So you can either way, you can get that game completely free.
Thank you.
No problem. So to answer your question about, this is a really good set. I think Sony realized going in, because obviously Xbox's Game Passes existed even before the new gen started, and they obviously sensed that it was only going to get greater as the next gen began. So I feel like Sony, clearly, if they are going to do a subscription service like what Kellie was mentioning, if they're even planning on doing something like that, it wasn't something that was going to be ready immediately. And they needed an immediate answer because exclusives were only going to get you so far. What's up?
Sorry, they did say, and we talked about it a while, PlayStation did say that they were looking into creating their own streaming service akin to Game Pass, but continue.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So if it is in the cards, then it's something that they're clearly going to think hard about. Do we make it just like Game Pass? Do we make it better? Do we just do something different entirely? They got to think about that kind of stuff. So until they're ready to get on themselves, they needed something to compete with Xbox. Exclusives were only going to get them so far, especially when the PS5 just came out. It doesn't have a huge amount of exclusives right off the gate. So they needed to entice people to get the PlayStation system as opposed to the Xbox, which has the Game Pass preloaded with all these games. Not just from the Xbox One, but 360 original. So they thought, maybe the best way to do this is if, our PlayStation Plus, we just give you the best games across the PS4's life cycle. Yeah. If you missed any of them, you could just play them all on your PS5 with our backwards compatibility. Remember we have backwards compatibility? Yeah, so you can just do all that. And then the fact that, the PlayStation Plus games that are coming out now are giving games that they clearly, put a lot of work on, but they probably didn't think people were going to pay full price for. A good example was when the PS5 launched, the PS Plus game, when it was Bug Snacks, which a lot of people got just because on PS Plus. They weren't going to buy it, but it was on PS Plus, so why not? And then a lot of people ended up liking it. Mm-hmm. And then, like you said, Destruction All-Stars, another game that looked really good, but something that probably people weren't going to pay $70 for. Now you don't have to if you have PlayStation Plus.
And it's great
stuff like that.
With your friends for free.
Exactly. So I think until they are going to get the subscription service, I think this is a fine way to combat it. The PlayStation Plus collection and continuing to put out really good PlayStation Plus games every month. This month's Final Fantasy VII Remake. That was nominated for Game of the Year last year. And you can just play it for free now.
And it's one of the best games ever made.
Right. So they gotta, if they can keep up this pace, then, until their subscription service comes out, I think this is a fine blade crossing duel we got going on here.
I'm excited for both.
I am too.
Yeah. Now I'm kind of mad about the PlayStation one just because Until Dawn is pretty good. So I kind of
I love Until Dawn.
Yeah. But
it's quality over
I don't
quantity.
know. I mean, they have a lot of quality games that are on there. I mean, I guess it's not necessarily a subscription service, but they're putting in the work to give people games that they want.
Technically it kind of is, because you got to get it with
PS Plus.
Yeah.
But on Xbox, well, I guess I pay for Game Pass, so that includes Xbox Live Gold.
How much is it?
$15 a month.
And how much is PS Plus? Haha, remember the time they doubled
60,
it?
Yeah, $60 a year.
And they were like, pay $120 for the year.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Realistically, the only thing that makes Xbox Game Pass better for me, because the PlayStation lineup is pretty good, is the fact that it's on PC as well. Mm-hmm. I mean, you get both.
Right. Yeah.
That is good.
So you can't really deny that that's pretty amazing.
Mm-hmm.
So. I think that is a really good deal if you're like a PC, if you play mainly a PC, like that is a really good value.
Man, look, I've just been complaining about the graphics for the Switch for so long, and now I get to play Switch games on my, like, Xbox 4K FPS, 120, whatever, 240, whatever my TV can handle, I can throw it at my Xbox now.
Jerel, real talk. If you decide to play Octopath Traveler again on your Xbox, I want to hear your impressions.
I can already tell you it's gonna be beautiful. Oh my
god! I want you to get like on the week that you started. I want take as much time as you need on this podcast to tell us how great it looks.
You know that I thought it looked really good on Switch. Because
I thought so too, yeah.
Project Triangle, whatever, looks like trash. So, like, I thought that this game looks so good on Switch. I cannot wait. Like, QLED, like, 4K, like, beautiful Xbox gameplay. Thank you, Xbox. Thank you so much. I can't wait.
You're welcome.
It's like, you know what they should do? Just fucking get Zelda next. Give me Breath of the Wild on my Xbox. Please.
Okay. All right, now you're smoking crack. Now you're smoking all that crack. Let's calm down.
It would look so good.
Let's calm down.
What are you talking about? It'd be beautiful.
It would, but let's be realistic. Let's be realistic.
A game that comes
trailer is probably Nintendo saying sorry for that story of you guys trying to buy us coming out. Because remember that story about Microsoft trying to buy Nintendo? And it was like, oh, Nintendo literally laughed at their face. This is like, hey, look, we're sorry about that. Everyone knows now. So here's Octopath trailer. That's what it is. It's a forgiveness game. Legend of Zelda on Xbox.
Forgiveness game. Man.
You sound like a hater. That game is great. You should play. Oh, wait, you don't have an Xbox.
How do I sound like a hater? I didn't say anything bad about it.
You can play it on Switch.
Oh, yes! Whoops, I forgot. In my head, it's now an Xbox exclusive.
It no longer exists on Switch.
No longer exists on Switch. You can only play Octopath Traveler on Xbox from now on. That's the only way you can play the game. Anyway, did anybody else want to weigh in on these games and how they feel Xbox versus PlayStation? Nope, moving on. Okay.
Yeah, we can go on.
So the PS5 PlayStation revealed the new controller for their next gen VR for PS5. It looks really cool. Anybody want to comment on it?
Yeah, I think it looks really for VR specifically. I think it actually has a pretty cool design to it. Like,
you know what it looks like? It looks like the Oculus one, kind of.
Yeah,
like it looks like
kind of like
one.
Yeah.
Which is why I was like, I feel like I've seen this before.
Yeah, it definitely looks similar, but that's a good design too. And I just saw it, and like every time I thought about the PSVR that was on PS4, the fact that a lot of games would support the controller, but some of them you did have to use the move controllers for, which were clearly not even built for that thing. They just kind of retrofitted it so it can work for the VR. So it wasn't a perfect experience, especially for the games that you had to use the move controller. So the fact that they're making this for the PlayStation 5's VR specifically with the little, I would say they almost look kind of like nunchucks that are covered by orbs basically. That and that you can just move the buttons still, and then you can just move your hands as well. It just makes much more sense to me. I think I didn't get VR on PS4 for various reasons, but the PS5 might be the time, especially since I'm early into the console's life cycle. So it might be something I look into.
And
I'm just hoping to let it. Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead. I'm done. What did you say?
I was just going to say that PlayStation is the leading platform for VR. because obviously
Yeah.
cardboard shit you had to put together with Switch was not a thing. We just pretend like it didn't exist, and Xbox doesn't even have anything. So like PlayStation is really leading the charge in VR. So it's either you get a PSVR or you get an Oculus, right? Like those are the only two things. So
right, it's a lot more affordable as an actual made VR machine. Yes, it's the most affordable at the moment.
Because isn't the Jonathan? How much is the PSVR?
$400 and not worth it. I think I've used it 3 times in my entire life.
All right, we just have no more questions.
I have the PSVR. I mean, I didn't get it when it first came out, but you can probably get it now for like $200. I think I paid $200.
That's what I thought. I feel like it's around 200 something at this point. Like I saw it, I think during Christmas for like $250.
It's fun, but I got so nauseous. I got so nauseous from it.
Yeah, there's something about it that's just lacking. There's just something about it that's lacking, especially if you have glasses. I just can't use it.
That would not work. And it's all wired, so you're like, there's so many wires.
Yeah.
It was great though. It was great when you're actually playing it, and it was like legit, but I was so nauseous. Like, it was horrible.
So I used an Oculus VR, and I thought it was really fun, and I always wanted a PSVR. I did not intend for you all to just talk so much shit about it after I'm like, oh, it's the leading VR machine in gaming, and they're all like, oh, it's trash, it's horrible.
It's leading in price, not
It's leading for console. It's leading because there's nothing else.
Nothing else, yes.
Right, it's leading in console and it's leading in price.
I said I really liked it, but like the VR, like it just
get nauseous.
VR makes people nauseous. You have to take like ginger and only do it for a couple minutes a day. Like, it was crazy.
Quality's also not great. I tried to do the whole theater experience and I was just lost and it looked really bad. It was not great.
I didn't do that. I did like VR worlds and stuff like that, just like the games, and that was fun. And like the one where it puts you underwater, like that one was pretty crazy, especially with sharks and shit. Like, some of it was pretty cool, but like I couldn't play for any extended periods of time.
All right, well, I'm gonna move on because y'all just gonna keep bashing this thing. I really wanted one.
I still want one at some point.
Thank you, Brandon. Thank you.
I mean, it's the PS5 version, so I assume
the PS5. Yeah, it'll be better.
Well, we don't know that it's even like all we've seen is that they're doing new controllers. Like, I hope that they're a new headset. Like,
it's supposed to be a proof one because they specifically said you can't use your existing VR.
Well, I really
PS5.
thought they said that you could use it. Like, I thought the whole thing was that going forward you can continue to use the PSVR on the PS5.
No, I don't think that was one of the ones that carried over. I think that was like one of the few that didn't, unfortunately. I could be wrong, but I could have sworn I heard that that PSVR was not going over PS5, which is why they're doing a PS5, is what I thought.
I don't know.
Now, that being said, I fully expect the PS5 VR to be compatible with all PS4 games, you know, continuing what they were doing with like the whole backwards compatibility thing. I mean, they better, because there are some PS4 VR games that I did want to try out, but I just couldn't justify getting them because I couldn't justify getting the VR.
We all know that Xbox is the king of backwards compatibility, but PlayStation...
That's facts.
PlayStation has now welcomed Evo into the PlayStation family. Sony Interactive Entertainment and new esports venture RTS have jointly acquired the Evolution Championship Series, which, for anyone who doesn't know, Evo is the really big fighting game tournament that happens once a year, that, you know, friend of the show, Job, actually won once. For Street Fighter 5? No, for
Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3. I think that was 2013.
It was in 2013. So, of course, there have been some issues surrounding Evo, you know, I think it was like last year with the owner and some sexual harassment claims.
Yeah, so, what happened last year was like, you know, Evo, they were getting ready to, you know, transfer that into an online format because COVID is a thing, so they couldn't do the physical tournament. But right as they were making the preparations to get this whole online version of Evo going, and you know, and that they didn't even announce the games that they're going to play. There was some shit going on with the guy who's like behind Evo, and they just ended up like canceling the whole thing altogether because, you know, they needed him to like organize it, but of course they weren't going to have anything to do with him because he was an asshole.
Like, I just don't understand why everybody is sexually harassing people. Keep your hands to yourselves. What the fuck? Sorry.
For real.
Just doesn't make any sense. It's like everybody in the Smash community is a creep. Like, I don't get it. Like, everyone else, like, any competitive player is always, like, they're doing stupid shit. Like, sorry. Actually, continue. I'm so sorry. Just
no, you're good. You're good. So, like,
consent.
What is that? Anyway, to get away from that, like, so yeah, so Evo definitely needs some new direction because their main founder guy, obviously couldn't be involved in it anymore. But of course, the community wants Evo to continue. You just can't it can't just disappear. Especially like the idea to do an Evo online, I think was a good substitute. No. It's just a shame that like it's better than nothing than like the physical. Why?
Very simply, netcode for fighting games is not good. You cannot host a Smash tournament for Evo over
Smash
Wi-Fi.
Is not in there. Smash is not in there for that reason. For that reason you just said. Like Smash Ultimate is not on the Evo listing. It was not on the Evo listing for last year, and it's not on the Evo listing for this year for the exact reason you said. Because Smash Online is not reliable. So the only games that are what's up?
So another big issue is Street Fighter V, right? Street Fighter V does not have rollback netcode.
Street Fighter V has issues too,
and you can't I've been seeing Joe play Ultimate Mario vs. Capcom 3 through Parsec on like tournaments online on weekends, and it is not the same as seeing these players. Lag input is a thing.
Sure.
No matter how good you are as a player, you literally are gonna have to adjust to like there's no getting over it. Like you literally have to adjust your entire playstyle to get used to whatever lag latency you're gonna have. And when you need a combo to connect properly, like and you can't do it because you lagged and you fucked up your entire set, like you just lost out on X amount of money because you're playing online. I think at this point, no, I don't think online Evo tournaments are okay as, substitutes. I don't think that's okay. I feel like a lot of players lose.
I disagree because I I definitely see what you're saying. It's not the optimal experience, but I think people would rather have that than nothing. To like have to deal with it depends on the fighting game. Some of them don't encounter the severe lag that you're describing. Like a lot of people will have to if you have like a wired connection, you can mitigate that severely, and they even
connection. Like you literally have a wired connection.
Exactly.
It doesn't matter that you have a wired connection. Like there's so many issues that can go on behind the scenes that it's like I would not have fun watching someone that I know is really, really good lose because of their connection.
Yeah, nor would I. But it's not about the audience at that point. It's about the people that want to keep playing it.
But it would have to be about the audience because if nobody wants to watch it, then why hold
it? Well, I don't think as many people are going to drop out of it entirely as you might think.
Well, no, I don't think I'm sure it's going to do successful. I'm just I don't think it's a good idea. I don't think I don't. Well, think we won't. Put money behind big tournaments and then. I would hate to lose.
It probably won't even have as big a pot if we're being completely honest. Because again, if people are not paying money to go to this thing physically, then I can't imagine the payout is going to be that great. Honestly, this is it's not really much.
PlayStation just bought
it's not much of a. That's what I'm saying. Now they can probably afford to pay more, and hopefully with PlayStation there, they'll figure out something that'll work. I don't know what they figure out, but it was let's say PlayStation didn't buy them, they just try to do it on their own. It was definitely going to be a no-win for the people that would regularly go to keep Evo to compete because either they don't have a tournament at all and then they have nothing to look forward to in terms of monetary, or they go into a tournament where lag could screw them over and they don't win the big money. Either way, there's going to be a problem. But I think they would rather have a tournament to actually play for than have absolutely nothing. That's just my opinion on it.
Well, yeah, no, you're right. I'm just arguing with you for no reason. You're correct.
No, but I do see what you're saying. As someone who has played online games, we've done Smash tournaments where I couldn't watch an entire fucking match because the Nintendo's Wi-Fi is ass, and we get in the match. And then I'm just sitting there during the stream, trying to commentate. I'm like, well, I guess guys, there's a good match going on. I fucking don't know though.
Possibly has to do with lag switching. Shit happens, right?
Shit does happen. Sucks. It sucks.
I don't even. Yeah, okay, let me not say anything that's gonna get me in trouble. What I will say is that PlayStation is still allowing every competitive game to be at Evo, so all your games are still going to be there.
Yeah, we didn't even get to the PlayStation part of this. That's crazy that they're the ones that bought it, and a lot of people were looking at us like, is other games still going to be on that? Is Smash going to be on that? I mean, when obviously it wasn't going to be on this year because again, Smash Online is terrible. They weren't even going to risk that. But whenever it goes physical, I'm sure Smash Ultimate will be back because they specifically said all the consoles will be there. And of course, people are making memes left and right about, oh man, they're really pushing PlayStation All Stars.
But so PlayStation has been a part of Capcom Cup. PlayStation was a part of the Mortal Kombat X tournament. They've been putting their hands in esports fighting game tournaments, so it's not that surprising. I think somebody had to buy it from that creep and keep it going.
Someone had to. Evo. Too many people wanted Evo to continue, and so I'm glad that someone that somebody of money did so.
We talked too much about creeps, so I'm moving on.
You're biting yourself.
What?
Leave me alone. So Square Enix had their Square Enix Presents today, the first one, a lovely digital showcase that was 40 minutes long, and it had some bangers in there. I'm super excited. I'm just gonna mention everything that was there, and then you guys just tell me how you felt about it overall and what you were really looking forward to. So we got a look at Outriders first, which is launching on April 1st. We got a look at the new Hawkeye DLC coming to play Marvel's Avengers. Oh, excuse me. We also got a look at Balan Wonderland. We got Life is Strange. I'm sorry. I'm doing this in such a weird order, so I'm going to do a better order. So first up, Outriders, the game that's coming for free to Xbox, was shown at the Square Enix presentation, which also had a bunch of PlayStation exclusive games. So it's really interesting to see which game is coming where. So it's third-person loot shooter coming on April 1st. It's also coming to Google Stadia, so we'll see how many people actually play on Google Stadia.
Okay, cool.
Also coming for PS4, PS5, PC, Xbox One, Xbox Series S. Gonna be on Game Pass, like we mentioned, on day one. We got 2 trailers during the presentation. One with the story, campaign, and loot and role-playing system called Outriders 101, and then a CGI trailer called Appreciate Power. This is all, by the way, coming from Polygon.com because they were nice enough to put it all together for us. Next up, we got Balan Wonderland, a 3D platformer, which Brandon and I disagree on because I think it's adorable and really great. We found out, I think this was the first time we found out that it's a multiplayer, right? Because they hadn't shown any multiplayer off before. Am I wrong?
I don't think they did. So yeah, that'd be new. That was some new information.
Yeah, so we found out that Balan Wonderland is going to be co-op. I can't wait to play with the kids. It's going to be super awesome. We also got the Hawkeye DLC for Marvel's Avengers. Absolutely no idea why they chose Hawkeye. I will never know. I mean, cool, I guess.
He should have been in the base game because, him being DLC is weird just because he's DLC. They're going with the Avengers team from the first Avengers movie from in 2012, and then Hawkeye was the only one missing. So people were like, "Where's Hawkeye?" And now they're finally adding him.
They still haven't added Spider-Man.
They sure have.
PlayStation.
He's not going to be added. He's not going to be added in the first half of 2021 either.
But you know,
keep waiting.
Is
not
in the first half of 2021. But you know who is going to be added?
Who is Jerel?
Black Panther.
Wakanda.
It's so funny. I was actually watching this presentation with Jonathan, and I was talking mad shit about Marvel's Avengers the whole time. And then right at the end, they were like, "Oh, I really was the whole time." And then they showed that Black Panther trailer, and I was because he asked me, "What can is there anything that this game can do to redeem itself?" I said no, and then they showed Black Panther, and I was like, "Do that. That's what you gotta do. You put in Black Panther," and I just bought the fucking DLC. That is how you bring me back in. It's Marvel's Avengers. They showed that tiny teaser, but anytime you throw black people in your game, I'm gonna buy it. As long as it's good. As long as the black people are good. I will pay for it. You will get my black dollars, and that's exactly what Marvel's Avengers is gonna do. They're gonna get this money. I'm so sorry, but that's I obviously you guys know that I love representation. I obviously love Black Panther, so when I saw that, I was like, well, now I gotta go play this stupid ass game again.
It was great too. He turned right to the side and said, that's what they can do.
That's
right
what you
there.
gotta do.
That's it.
Like, one of the highest grossing movies, right? Like, add that guy, and okay, I digress. So we also got the Tomb Raider Definitive Survivor trilogy, and a cookbook, and a Netflix show, and some free games, the compilation. We also got Just Cause Mobile, which, awesome. Lots of mobile players out there. Space Invaders AR, also very interesting.
Interesting.
I guess. And, of course, Life is Strange, the premiere of the new Life is Strange game, Life is Strange True Colors, right?
Yes, Life is Strange True Colors is what it's called.
And then my favorite announcement, which was Project Athia, which now has a real name, Forspoken. We finally see the protagonist. We got some more gameplay. We got a very short trailer. Super duper dope. Super excited. So what did you guys like, dislike? How'd you feel about it? What's your favorite announcement? Tell me all the Square Enix Presents feels.
Okay, first off, there was two announcements that I guess wasn't on there. One was Darius Cosmic Revelation, which is that, I guess, reimagining of the old original Shoot 'em Up Darius. And I have to mention this one because this was something I actually was excited for. Bubble Bobble for Friends.
Shit. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, so I played Bubble Bobble, the NES Bubble Bobble as part of the season 1 of hpcriticalgaming Hold Up, and I really, really enjoyed it. So the fact that they're making like this multiplayer Bubble Bobble that's on Switch and PS4, that's really fun. I'll try that out for sure. But as far as stuff that I like, besides those announcements that I was excited for, I gotta be honest, Outriders, I know a lot of people were talking about it, but it wasn't really on my radar. But then they did this deep dive on Square Enix Presents, and now I want it. Oh. And now I really want it.
Okay.
Now I really, really want it. I just needed them to like have me sit down and watch like some gameplay of it to really get a feel of like what it was about. And after watching it, I was like, yeah, okay, I'm on board. This is really cool. I like the multiple classes. I like the setting of it. The way you can customize your characters.
It meets Gears of War, and it looks great.
Yeah, like it looks even like Destiny. I was into like when like the original Destiny. I was into that core design, but this has like that, but like much more depth to it, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. And the fact that you can like take the story in like multiple directions. And they did something pretty bold that not a lot of games do. Near the end of their talk about Outriders, they were talking about like, and if you're strong enough, we got a post campaign too. And I was like, yo, games don't talk about this. Like saying this is where you really got to sink your teeth into. Now, there's a lot of people I know that don't care about post games or whatever. Now, if your post game is good, I'm into it. So if you're telling me that even after I finish the story and roll credits, there's some cool stuff afterwards, yeah, I'm into it. Yeah. This game immediately went from like, oh, Outriders, let's see what's going on. Oh, and now, yeah. So Outriders
they're trying to get Gabe and Jonathan to play because they like playing, Dark Souls and shit that is really hard. So they're like, hey, post campaign, come play.
Is amazing.
Honestly,
Dark Souls is amazing. Bloodborne is amazing.
Honestly, and Jerel, like you were saying, Avengers. I gotta be honest with you, it's like, as much shit as like the games we've been talking about the game lately, there was still a part of me that was like really considering getting that PS5 version now that it's finally coming out. Then I saw the gameplay. First off, okay, so that Hawkeye, DLC trailer, which is called Future Imperfect, where it's like Hulk, it's like an alternate future where Hulk has become the maestro and like shit's all ruined and stuff like that. I was into that. And I was like, ooh, this is really cool. I still might have to get it. And then they show Battle for Wakanda. I was like, all right, it's just a matter of when I have time to. It's no longer if, it's when.
Gabe, did you see it?
Oh.
Okay, so, that is not what gameplay looks like
I'm sorry.
On Marvel.
No. No. Like the game, they showed the gameplay of the Future Imperfect DLC, not the Battle for Wakanda. That was just a CG trailer.
No,
but I'm still
saying,
interested.
Like in game, when you play through the campaign, gameplay is not like that. Just an FYI.
Oh, I see. I see what you're saying.
You're going to be very disappointed. They made it look really good, and I was like, this is not the game I played. Like, that shit don't look like that at all. I was like, what?
Yeah.
No, unacceptable. It was all a lie.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I want your bubble to be burst before you spend your money. So you
Thank
won't be
you. I
surprised
appreciate
when you
it.
actually do.
I'm probably still gonna get it though.
No, you should. You should. I think that the main campaign is really fun. I mean, I'm gonna get the DLC because of Black Panther, so I can't talk shit at all.
That's what I'm saying. We'll see. But anyway, continuing on. Life is Strange True Colors looks dope. But I'm really happy that they're also releasing a remaster of the first game because I'm gonna play that. I'm gonna do that. And then I have always wanted to play 2, but like, you know, I didn't play 1. And I know you don't need to, but I still like to do it in order anyway. So I'm glad this is gonna be an option. That's gonna be super cool. And yeah, I think the last thing, of course, was Project Athia becoming Forspoken. That shit looks clean. I cannot wait for them to show more and more of that game because, oh man, I'm already in love with what I see, and I just can't wait to see more. I was in love even when they originally had it as Project Athia.
Same.
And I was starting to get worried that we hadn't seen this in a long time. So the fact that it has this, you know, it has a title now, Forspoken, and that we saw, like, you know, presumably actual gameplay, that's very promising. So I think that's really cool. I'm done. That's everything. I think overall it was a pretty good presents. You know, we talked about this last podcast. They had already announced what the big announcements were, so all they could really do was surprise us. Like, they spent time on this game that they said was going to be there. What's up?
These are big announcements.
No, that's not what I said. I'm sorry. Big announcements was the wrong word. Surprise announcements was the word I meant to use. Like, all the announcements that, the big ones had already been announced beforehand. So you were going in knowing that you were just getting more information on these games that you already knew were going to be there. I think the only surprise was like those Taito games and the Project Athia being at the very end as Forspoken. But otherwise, you kind of knew what you were going in. So given that your expectations were already set, that, okay, this game's going to be that, we're going to hear some more information, this game's here more information, and then 1 or 2 surprises, which we got. So I think for what the expectations were set, I think this was a perfectly good Square Enix Presents. I was pleasantly surprised and happy with how everything came out. We got a lot of information. I mean, they said it, but we did get a lot of information about the third Life is Strange game. So that was cool.
Yeah. They gave us the whole fucking game.
I think it's. I also want to point out that I do want to say that I do think it's cool that when the game's supposed to come out, we are getting the full game. It's not being released episodically like the last 2.5 games were.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Like, they were always episodic games, and now they're just giving it to all. And they said, yeah, you could just binge the whole game in one shot if you want, or you can just, after each episode, take yourself a little break and just come back to when you're ready. And you know, with the themes those games deal with, you might need to take a break after an episode for maybe a week or something. I don't know. It just depends on the person, I guess. But I feel like if I was going to play a game like that, that's going to clearly deal with some heavy topics, I might need a break. I might need a little break, unless it's a really big cliffhanger that I have to know what happens next. But, you know, we'll see what happens when it comes out. That's me. Anyone else?
I was excited for Outriders. I like I said, I've heard a lot about this game, and I had seen the demo and stuff, but I just wasn't interested. Like, it just looked like a basic kind of shooter, whatever. And then, like, they showed that, and I was like, there's fucking monsters. Like, there's all kinds of stuff. Like, the first thing sucked me in. The first thing sucked me in. It's like a thing flying, and I'm like, whatever. Like, and then he, like, cuts it with the sword, and I'm like, what fucking game is this? Like, I want to play it now. And I was just like, wow. And then I was like watching and I was just like so amazed. I downloaded the demo right then. I was like, I'm getting this, you know? And I was going to buy it, but I'm glad it's on Game Pass. Yay, Game Pass. I love it. What else? The Space Invaders thing, I was like,
that's weird.
This is something.
I mean, yeah, fun.
Yeah. I just was like, what is this? I don't know. But I was watching, I wasn't fully engaged with it because I was still working. It was kind of on in the background for me, but Outriders was just like, I was totally engrossed in that. But, from what I saw, it looked really good. And the last game, the, Forspoken, I'm gonna rewatch it because I feel like it was good. I only saw bits and pieces, but like, I feel like it's gonna be good. And Life is Strange. Honestly, Jerel, you had like a great segue in there because like we were talking about Creeps, and then the voice actress for the songs, she like sings Creep by Radiohead, and I was like, that would have been such a good segue. But no, I'm sorry, I didn't even honestly I didn't think about it until you were saying it, and I was like, oh, it's over, it's too late.
Right.
But I thought, honestly, like, I thought that was, like, such a good presentation from Square Enix. Like, I feel like it kind of, like, was better than, like, some that we've seen this year. You know, that we've seen, like,
completely agree.
Just some other companies that we've seen from this year.
Nintendo stuff, because I agree. I thought Square Enix presence was better than some of the Switch.
They had, way less games, but, like, I feel like it was, like, quality. Mm-hmm. Like, they were, like, new things. It wasn't just, like, this being released or some follow-up or whatever. It was, like, new shit. Outriders Forspoken, that's new shit, you know? No.
And that's what you said last time. I remember you saying that you were waiting for these companies to show us new games. Not remakes, not sequels, and now we got it.
Yeah, but new games always flop. I hope that they don't.
I mean,
but new franchises...
Everybody with a everybody with an Xbox is gonna get it.
I guess. I know that some new titles, like, don't last. Like, people want the same shit. They always say they want new shit, but I'm just gonna, like, play Call of Duty. Like, what am I doing?
Goes back to playing Call of Duty.
I will. Like, I did. You know, I guess some new franchises stick around, so I hope that they do. I really do. Overwatch, Apex Legends, that was new. That's huge. Fortnite, I guess, within the last few years. Mm-hmm. There's been some, but those are, like, standouts, you know? They're not, like, the norm. But I'm very excited, and I was very impressed with the presentation, for sure.
Me too. John, do you want to go?
Yeah, well, I was just going to say, I'm just really excited for Life is Strange for the same reasons that was already said. I mean, I haven't played any of them, and they just looked so fun. I love the power that she has.
Yeah, I like it.
I love, that empathy thing. That was super cool. I love the idea of, like, trying to figure out. So I'm just, like, imagining, but I love the idea of, like, trying to figure out this mystery of being like, well, I have to be careful with how much I find out because you might infect me with your emotions, and now everything's off whack. So I'm just really excited, and I hadn't played any of them before, so I'm super excited to be able to go back to the first one with its DLC. That makes me really pumped. Because now I don't have to go and buy the first one. I can just wait for it to come out with the game, and it's going to look a lot better. So that's going to be super exciting. I guess I still have to buy the second one, so I hope that they also release that at some point. And Forspoken just looked really exciting. Honestly, I saw this strong female character and a dragon, and I thought, that's it, I'm in. I'm strapped in. Let's go. So excited. So I'm just really pumped to see that. And she she was, like, jumping all over the place. I had no idea what was going on, but I want to know what's going on. So I'm super excited to get this game. I'm pumped.
I have a quick question before we continue, because what Jonathan was talking about, Life is Strange, just reminded me of something. Has anyone here played the Ace Attorney series? Okay, so I'm the only one. So the reason why the emotion system of True Colors really, I'm really excited about it, is because in the later two Ace Attorney games, 5 and 6 specifically, there's a mechanic where while you're interviewing suspects, a character comes with a machine that she can actually read the emotions of the character as they're talking. And just like in the past games where you have to, like, contradict them, like, hey, that's a lie based on this evidence. Why are you lying? You have to use your emotions to contradict. Like, she's telling this girl in the stands, like, telling this really happy story, and for most of her statements, is like, the happiness meter's, like, really high, and then she's continuing her statement. She's still saying happy stuff, but then the meter's, like, reading, like, a sadness level. It's like, then you're like, oh, hold on, why are you sad at this statement? It's like, and then you find out that she witnessed someone die during that story, and she didn't want to tell no one, and then you get close to the case. So hearing that, and then seeing the emotion system in Life is Strange, it's like, oh, it's like that. That was, like, one of my favorite mechanics of Ace Attorney. So, yeah, I'm totally into it.
Brandon, you're so adorable.
I know.
He's so cute.
Thank you, but also play Ace Attorney. It's great.
Alan Wonderland, I'm actually pretty excited for too, only because I'm a big fan of anything Wonderland trope, so I'm kind of up for that.
Okay, so my really quick thoughts. I completely agree with Kellie. Outriders was not on my radar. What they did show off, I was totally not interested in. thank God for whoever switched the marketing on the way they were advertising Outriders.
Yeah.
Because they
need a race.
Like, they saved this game, like, by putting it on people's
For like
radar.
3 people on this podcast, they saved this game.
I had no interest in this game. I was like, oh, cool, Square Enix is making this sci-fi RPG. And then I saw it and I was like, pass. Then I saw this and I was like, oh my God, I want to play this with my friends so bad. Like, this is totally something we're all gonna, just hop into, choose your class and just go fucking crazy, killing monsters and doing cool shit. It, like, God bless their fucking PR marketing team. Like, whoever took that shit over, you did the right thing, because now this interest for this game has grown. So that really just grabbed my attention. Definitely something I'm gonna pick up for sure. The other big one for me was also Life is Strange True Colors, because Grayson has been telling me to play Life is Strange for forever, and I keep not doing it because I don't ever listen to his suggestions, and I really should. I just don't have the time. So I've always been interested in the Life is Strange series, and then I saw this character. I was like, oh my God, she's so pretty, and I was like, yes, fine. I'm obviously I'm happy that we're having this female protagonist again, because obviously the first one is a female protagonist. I also really enjoy the concept of empathy. I really want to see how that game's going to play out, kind of just like what Jonathan said. So I don't want to repeat myself, but. Or repeat him, but one thing that I also noticed is I don't know what ethnicity this character is, but I'm excited because I do believe that she is, some form of diverse ethnic background, which I think is really cool because Life is Strange, the last characters were Mexican. I think it's really cool that they continue to create diverse characters. I love a good murder mystery. I know one of them motherfuckers killed her brother, and I'm just gonna figure out who did it. And I'm super ready, and I'm super excited to do that. So definitely looking forward to that one. The singing is awesome. That singer, she sounds amazing. I really like her voice, so I really think this game is really grounded. It kind of looks like The Sims 4, which is not a bad thing. I guess it's not a bad thing. It kind of looks like The Sims 4. It's really cool to see the game, progressing, coming to a new system. It's gonna have all the upgrades. It's gonna look really nice. So definitely want to play that one. So I can cry because I love crying during video games. So does some other people on the podcast. And obviously my big one was Project Athia now becoming Forspoken, because I have wanted a. First of all, props to Square Enix, because I mentioned the diversity in Final Fantasy VII a lot, possibly in what is this game? I saw diverse cast in Balan Wonderland. I also saw a diverse cast in Life is Strange, and then they were just like, hey Jerel, guess what? I know you like diversity. I know you like strong female women. I know you think there aren't enough black women in video games. So guess what we got for you? They mushed it all together, and they gave me this awesome, strong black female character with dragons and magic and running around, and I can't get enough of it. I've always been interested in Project Athia since when they first showed it, but for Square Enix to hire a woman of color to be their protagonist for this video game from Luminous Studios, it is very impactful. Like, it's such a big deal to me specifically, and I know to a lot of other people. Even the actress Ella Balinski, she went onto Twitter and she mentioned, like, this is for the 12-year-old me and the 24-year-old me now who has always wanted to see myself in video games, and she tagged Black Girl Gamers, which you should follow them if you don't. And it's such a pivotal moment because I just think back of, like, Final Fantasy and how many black characters are actually in Final Fantasy, specifically how many black women are in Final Fantasy games, and there's, like, one that I can think of. Literally only one. Like, they do have black male characters, but they don't really have black female characters. Well, that's not true, because Final Fantasy VII has actually changed that. There are a few black female NPCs in there. Thank you, Final Fantasy VII. But, you look back at Square Enix titles like Dragon Quest and any of them. I'm blanking. Octopath, Project Triangle, like all these Square Enix games are not very diverse when it comes to their casts. So I think it's a very special moment to put, like, one of the most underrepresented demographics as the lead to your video game. Like, not a lot of, like, I'll ask you guys actually. can you think of any video games that have a black woman as a protagonist?
As protagonist, oof. That's the kicker.
It's such a groundbreaking moment. Like I look at my list of video games. And I'm like, main protagonist? No. In the party, like a few, like 3.
Sometimes, yeah, but it's not main, yeah.
So this has just been like, for me, it was a very special moment because I do have black female friends who are also gamers. So like just sharing this with them, having their experiences, like as they were messaging me, like how this makes them feel seen and represented. Like this is an entire demographic of people who are never represented, especially in this type of game, right? Like it's a fantasy RPG, like action adventure fantasy RPG. We don't get that. Like we don't get the chance to be in those. Like we don't get to kill dragons. We just get to, sell drugs and do random stereotypical bullshit. So it's very special. It was very special to me, and I think Square Enix deserves props for their casting and moving forward with, we had issues when Ellie was on the cover of fucking Last of Us. Like, she's the fucking star. Like, people are mad because there's a female on the cover. We have issues with females on the covers of Call of Duty. Like, it's so stupid. So it's really special that when companies are gonna get behind a diverse casting, whether it be a female, whether it be a person of color that is a female, like it just, I had to bring that up because it was a very special and emotional moment to see Ella Balinski be, revealed as the protagonist to a Square Enix fantasy game with dragons. That doesn't happen. That literally doesn't happen. It has never happened. This is a history groundbreaking moment, and it's coming in 2022, right?
Yeah.
And it's much closer than I assumed. I forgot about it. It's been off my radar. So 2022 is really cool. I can't wait to play this, and it looks so good. And it's gonna be so awesome to just see so many people like cosplay this character, like so many black girls like cosplaying this character, and not being ridiculed for cosplaying a character that's not black. So it's gonna be nice to see. Can't wait till y'all see my Black Cloud cosplay. It's coming. Yeah. And also, Life is Strange coming on September 10th.
September 10th, yeah. Mm-hmm.
That was also a big surprise. That's in a few months.
Yeah,
when I saw that trailer, I thought this is going to be one for like at least a year from now, at least. And they were like, "Nah, it's coming out this year in September." Also, always great. So this definitely just Forspoken. Oh, and I cannot forget the first line that we hear in Forspoken is that a motherfucking dragon? And I was like, best line ever. Thank you, Brandon, because I was like, did she say that? And I went back and I was like, she said, is that a motherfucking dragon? And you know what? I would too if I was in her position. Like, is that a motherfucking dragon? Like, what the fuck is going on?
Oh my god.
Very on point black girl response, and I'm here for it. I was like, yep, I would 100% also say, is that a motherfucking dragon? Because is that a motherfucking dragon? It is. What the fuck's happening? So yeah, just like, that game is going to exceed my expectations. It's just, I'm gonna stop because I feel like I'm rambling now. Any last comments on this before we wrap up? Nope, we're all good.
I said that piece. Good conference, cool games.
Yes, so let's end this because it's getting a little late. Once again, thank you guys for talking to me. We talked about a lot today. Thank you, Gabe. Thank you, Brandon. Thank you, Kelly. Thank you, Jonathan, for being our special guest today. And with that, everybody, go to hpcritical.com, sign up for the newsletter. You can check out our teespring.com/hpcritical if you'd like some awesome merch. Make sure you check out our Twitch, twitch.tv/hpcritical. If you got Amazon Prime, go ahead and sign up. Help us keep the lights on over there. And thank you, and goodbye, everybody.
Bye, everyone.
Let's go! HP Critical!